Wake up stranded on the beach to start punching sheep, questioning why you're punching cute cuddly sheep. This feels wrong. While a human holding a chromed out shotgun telling me to watch out for those sheep. I guess you're right, they can be a little dangerous, like a tripping hazard. I don't know, I think they're useful for the environment. Humans, they walk around poaching pals for no reason other than some myth that the pals eat them. They need to be dealt with, and I have just the idea. In Palworld, everything and everyone is a pal that can and will be controlled by force. We'll be building a supermax prison right here. No, not down here. Up here, a sky prison where they'll never see light again, making me tools and resources to help capture more humans. First thing, we need to establish a forward operating base next to the dude who blew my head off, getting chickens, sheep to a useless cat, enslaving, employ them to do various tasks, making it look like some outdoor sweatshop that the Soviet Union would be proud of. While I go into a dungeon and get lost. Back at base, humans found out my plan and are trying to stop me. Don't worry, little lamb ball, I'll keep thrusting my spear into his junk as long as I live. Raiding continues until the morning, where it's time to put our plan into action, where we use a magic ball to capture a human, which is considered inhumane. Doesn't matter what kind of human you are, you're going to jail. Make my way to the first boss, Zoe. You don't challenge them for badges or rewards. No, it's far more simple. Winner will get stronger and the loser becomes its bitch. Zoe is technically a human and she has a special role to play in all this. Some would just kill her and be done with it. I know a handful of you are just standing behind a pillar having your Pallimon take care of it. Well, I have a better idea. Let's take her by force. Psych, hey, it's Lando and I'm still lost in the dungeon, but at least I'm still taking every human I find with me. If I were to get out, we're going to need a location. A lot of choices to choose from, on top of an active volcano where the heat is melting your flesh off, being in some cold mountain, or even in the middle of the desert where you'll be hot and cold at the same time. No, our prison needs somewhere where they don't have much of a chance to escape, and they wouldn't want to. The Sanctuary Islands, where it's illegal to be there and some pals will gladly rip you to pieces. On top of it all, you have the authorities who don't give a shit on what happens outside these islands, but as soon as you step on one, they will shoot you on sight. They're doing good work protecting these pals, except they're also shooting me, so we will enslave them as well, but they just keep coming, so we'll need to find a way to be on the island without being on the island. That's right, we're taking to the sky. Well, get your notepads out, kids, as good old Lando is going to explain this shit. Foundation is the primary building block that needs to be built on the ground. Yes, walls and roofs can't be built without a foundation, but that's exactly what we do. Does that sound confusing? Don't worry, that's why I'm going to use MS Paint to convey this a little easier. Black is our foundation, with brown being the walls, and red being the roofing. Of course, air is blue. With this, we can have a successful sky base. You're probably looking at this like, wow, Lando, this looks great, but what's that long wall over there? Glad you asked. Seeing here, we can only build so many roofs before the support integrity is no longer supported, but there is a loophole. We can place a foundation and have a roof above it without a wall to count as supported. Alright, I'm talking too much. Time to build it. But I would love to. I'm just working on getting out of this dungeon. Please send help. But if I was outside, it would go like this. Place foundation blocks everywhere, and I mean everywhere. Make sure to have your hard hats on, as it's dangerous out here, and we don't want to break OSHA protocol. I choose wood as the foundation, as it's cheap to get, and I don't have time to mine ore and stone for the rest of my life to make metal. The biggest problem using wood is that it can easily catch on. Oh no. Lando here, I'm going to be bashing my head in mining ore. What we need to do is set up a forward base filled with ore. I highly recommend this spot to anyone looking to steamroll their endgame grind or taking over the world and having every human confined to super sky base. Get your mining camp going, putting in your top miners that you can enslave, and having the ones that can carry it back to the chest to be then smelted down with a fire pal. Yeah, this will at least require like 30 pals. Just be on the lookout for your pals not showing up for roll call, as they're probably suffocating in the ground. After many nights, you should have some ore saved up. Fantastic. You're going to need more. The ground level is 20 tiles wide and 32 tiles in length, which is 640 tiles total. One tile is 1 ingot and 2 stone, which means that you need 640 ingots and 1,280 stone. Keep in mind, this is just the foundation. We haven't calculated the walls and the roofing again and the facilities, but I guess your base to enslave the human race prison could be smaller, but it could be bigger. Next up is the most important part, the pillar. That's just made up of the walls that are stacked on top of each other. It's the most important part because if this gets destroyed, everything comes crashing down. I guess you could add more layers to it, or build more pillars, although it wouldn't be a floating sky base, it will be a base with extra steps. With one pillar, I mean it isn't floating, but definitely defying physics every way possible. I can teleport inside the base, but I did leave a door for a false sense of hope. The humans thinking someday they'll leave through that door. Probably not for the best, as if you go through that door, you will plunge to your death. At least it keeps them hopeful and working. The humans need food, which they will only be eating raw berries and sometimes meat that's homemade. A straw bed, and if they piss me off too much, I'm deleting a few to sleep on the cold metal. Looking like an Amazon warehouse in here, but I'm supplying better working conditions. Here's where Zoe comes in, as she is a human and riding electric pal to power up the facility stations. First day of the prison up and running, I already have a human slacking off. I guess they think I'm a soft warden. Let's fix that. We'll take whoever's slacking off and turn them into that homemade meat I was talking about. Checking up on them after 3 days and they all hate each other and themselves. Even Zoe is sick of this place. The prison's working a little too well. They all are dying. I could introduce sex slaves, but that would be a cruel and unusual punishment. So we will have them walk around and, you know, just, some action here where we are getting raided. Wait. I'm getting raided. They are on top of the prison. How did they get up there? Did they just parachute from the C-470 that was passing by? Either way, let's fuck them up. And that's what I would say if I ever got out of this dungeon. Someday I'll build the great base that humans would fear. Hoping my pals back at home aren't forming a union against me, or else I'm punching some more sheep. Well, time to keep catching humans. My name is Lando. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Laters.